hard-headed early in the morning. Yeah, I was born here in Nashville, Tennessee in 1979 to my mother, Cassandra Clardy. Grew up around my grandmother, Dorothy Clardy. And then by the time my mom graduated from college, we moved on to Greenbrier. And from Greenbrier to Springfield because I started playing football. And I never forget, I played baseball there, and as a kid, I visited him since, I've been home. His name is Ray Riley. He hit me, I got up to bat. Every time I got up to bat that night, he hit me like 3 times with that ball. I'm talking about, he rocked me every time, but my mom was sitting in the crowd, and I never charged him out or never worded him out to him. Then the next day at school, I never forget, kids would come to me and be like, hey, you know why he hit you, don't you? And I still, I just went on about my business. I can't remember a time in my youth, even in my, my early days of, adulthood, of getting into a fight. My first physical fight, was in prison at 27 years old. My first fight in my life was in prison. When I first got in prison, the guy was getting stabbed. I run over there and stop him. They want to lay me a game because I want to save somebody's life. Some white guys were stabbing on each other. Guess what I do? I go in and take all my clothes off and wrap the man up. And to have to go through what I went through about murdering somebody, I don't want to see nobody hurt.
In 2007, Thomas Clardy was convicted despite the absence of any physical or DNA evidence. But how did it all begin?
Someone called me and said, hey, Thomas, I seen your picture on the telephone pole for homicide. I said, what? Let me go down there and see what these people talking about. Went down there to only be told, hey, hold on, we on lunch break. It was at midnight when I went to turn myself in. They told me 3 times I couldn't even get them to book me. Then they finally said, just go around there once and somebody will see you. I'm thinking it's okay. I'm thinking that I'm just like anybody else, that I'm an equal, if you know what I mean. I'm an equal. I didn't even realize it was real until I had my first hearing, and my lawyer said, cut your hair. I got the letters, I got to cut my hair. For what? I've done nothing wrong. And then from that point to never going home, those 17 years, I lost the closest people to me. First, I lost my mother. After my mom, my cousin, he committed suicide. And then right before I got out, the same day my case was overturned, my grandmama died. The system and everything just took everything from me.
His son, Jamari, was just 6 years old when Thomas was incarcerated. By the time Thomas was released in 2023, he had missed 17 years of his son's life.
He never visited me while I was locked up. We would talk frequently. And he always told me, the older he got, he said, Dad, I believe in you. He said, but I don't never want to see you while you're incarcerated. And so on that day, on October the 20th, he met me in that parking lot. And we used to have conversations about what it would be like to be able to come together, in that parking lot, he put his arm around me. He was my protector. I was supposed to be his protector. Because what I endured in 17 years, whoo, I called him a midnight. Because I was ready to give up. And he'll just tell me, hold on. But I had your boy tell you, hold on. He just had a long talk to me as if I was his son when we came home. Because he stayed with me for the first 3 days. And I thought about it, I said, man, we still, to this day, we still ain't cried.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. let it shine.
What have I been doing since I've been home? Living the correct way. But they told me, well, that's how people supposed to live. I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't smoke nothing. I'm honest, I don't drink, I don't do none of that. I said, Lord, I will serve you every day if you bring me home. And I've done that. I knew the Lord at a young age, but what I know about the Lord today. So it's not that I labor for anyone. I don't go to work and lift couches for the people. I do it for Jesus. So everything if people say you count it all joy, I count everything as joy. Don't complain, because I know of what his promise is and I know what I'm expecting.
Since his release, Thomas has worked tirelessly to rebuild. He found steady work, reconnected with his family, and just weeks before he was due to return to prison, his prayers were answered. He secured a home for his loved ones.
When we got that house, got in the middle of that floor, and we put our arms around each other, and these kids had never known about praying. And man, we prayed. You hear me? I'm talking, we prayed. But I need not one more time. I need it for this eternity now, because I want to be free. I want to be free.
But there is hope. Not only was the evidence that led to his release in 2023 re-examined, but new information uncovered in 2024 strengthens the case for his innocence even further.
In March of 24, I believe the police department, the DA's office, was still investigating the case. They went and investigated and interviewed the people that got caught with the weapons. The guys that was caught with the guns was involved with this crime. I mean, they matched the descriptions and everything. To the letter, they match it to the letter. I'm the only one that's ever been charged with this. They haven't even interviewed these people that have got caught with these guns. They have ties directly, physical evidence that ties these people to this crime. They have investigated them. To this day, 20 years later, I have not been investigated. I haven't been asked one question by a government official of Thomas. Did you? Or why? Or anything. I think doing this interview here, you're the first person that's ever asked me a question like that. No physical evidence of any kind associates me with this crime. Period. The affidavit by the person who was caught with the murder weapon clearly states that I couldn't have committed this crime, because if he said he doesn't know me, he didn't get a weapon from me, regardless of the fact, that means that I couldn't have committed the murder with him when he had this weapon. But they want Thomas Clardy to go back to prison.
Now, with the clock ticking toward August 8th, 2025, the weight of returning to prison hangs heavy.
And then go to sleep like I did last night. I'm talking, I was at peace. But to know that I might not get to see them, it's starting to get to me. Because not only did I put them in there, I want to be there with them. I want to be there with them. School started at 7. And I know they're going to get a good night's sleep going into the 7. But it's going to be hell for them if I got to leave them on 8. And I don't want to leave. I don't want to go at all. Ooh, that's hard. That's a hard. I'm driving the box truck, enjoying myself with the kids. Then got a 13-year-old. Every time he pray, he said, Lord, this don't take time. I was in my mood the other day. I can show you my phone. Like I said, Mark is tough. And I ain't even hear him. I hung the phone up. He sent me a text that Thomas, I said, I love you. Ooh. It's a lose-lose situation. I've been thankful. That's why I tell you, I've been thankful since I've been here. I enjoy the kids and my family.
I'm thankful. He found a way out of nowhere to say, man, put that smile back on your face. You know, I mean, you know, I know I'm all over the place with the interview, but man, that's like me, you know, we was together going to pray for Tennessee the other day. I'm looking for the governor so I can shake his hand so he know who I am. And I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they sleep at night. Because they know I'm my man. They know I'm innocent. They know that. Stay in line with the Lord and try to be the best of my version of my father. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
To follow his journey and support his fight for freedom, visit freethomasclardy.com.